turn this music down a little more. Okay. Figured it might be nice to just have like a little bit of background music while we're doing this. Hello everyone. Nice to see you on a Tuesday. What we're doing today is changing some harp strings. So this harp next to me is a Heartland Harps Legend. It's a lever harp. You can barely see it. My apologies. Bring it in frame here. This harp I bought used about 5 years ago. It probably had its last string changed sometime before that, so I've been feeling like some of the higher strings sound kind of dead. The bass wires are like kind of gnarly. I don't know. I was just like, you know what? It's time to replace these strings. It's going to be like probably a several hour long process. I don't think we're going to get through all of the strings today, but I did think it would be fun to do it together like we did before. So yeah, nice to see everyone. It's great to have y'all here. But yeah, let me say hi to everybody. So Rebecca, it's great to see you. Kawaii Nico, Langstrand, great to see you. Chrysola, Pixie Puppet, good afternoon. Caladrius, good evening. Aki's here, Brandroid. So someone whose name I can't pronounce, I'm sorry. Ice Spoon. Abraham, thank you for the $2, really appreciate it. The Fabi is here, Gabriel is here, welcome. Eric Lynn is here, welcome, great to have you. All right, so, oh, you know what I was thinking we should do? We should have like a string counter on the stream, but I don't know, let me see, can I just put like text? I wanna have a string counter, and it's gonna say string count. Here we go. We have changed 0 strings so far. This is too big. We'll move it, don't worry. We're gonna put this like at the bottom here. Something like that. So this will hopefully keep me accountable as we're going through today. Kenny, nice to see you. Welcome, Gwen. Glad you're here as well. So there are 36 strings in total. If we get through maybe like 2 octaves of them, so maybe I think that's like 15 strings, I will consider that a win. Oh, should I put the total? That's a good idea. Let's see if I can easily change. Okay, 0 of 36. Here we go. Okay, fantastic. Good idea. Good idea. You have a zither that has 21 strings. I've never restrung it entirely. You have to flip it upside down and raise it up a lot, and it's bothersome. That does sound quite inconvenient, but that's very cool. Alright, so before this stream started, I consulted Sylvia Woods for the proper lever harp string changing technique. And by consulting Sylvia Woods, I mean I just looked up her string changing video on YouTube. I think it's like the best one on the site, honestly. Some silica gel. The most important part of the shipment. You wanna show that to everyone? There we go. Silica gel. Also my freshly painted nails, you can also see. Wow. Okay. So I figured, yeah, we'd go from the bottom up, just because, like, I know that the higher strings can be quite impacted by the lower strings as they change, so I figured I'd do the low ones first. Also, I anticipate there being kind of some background noise in this stream because there's like someone mowing grass, the roofers are here, so, you know, hopefully the little bit of background music that's going will kind of maybe drown that out a little bit. I don't even know if you can hear it, it's down pretty low, but I don't know. My apologies in advance, basically. Michael, welcome back, nice to see you. You guys like the color? Yeah, I really love this color for nail polish. It took me a long time before I found an actually like good quality nail polish in that color, but okay. So I'm gonna try to do this all sitting down because I am lazy. Are these strings very different from the strings of the other harp? Yes, so lever harp strings are generally speaking quite a bit, okay, well, let me back up a little bit. So lever harp strings are very different from pedal harp strings, first of all. I would say it's more common for pedal harp to be strung kind of with like wrapped wire or like metal wrapped around metal, and then gut strings and then nylon at the top. With lever harp, you can string them with gut as well, but it's more common to kind of have like nylon for most of the strings. There's also like carbon fiber strings, I think people have been making recently, which is pretty cool. 11 out of 15 members, we lost someone. Yeah, I don't know who we lost, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so for a lever harp, nylon string is the most common. And then as you get lower, you often get like, so these strings, you can't see them right now, but I'll show you maybe, let's see, these bad boys. Okay, let's see if I cover my face, it'll show you. So these guys are like nylon wrapped around nylon. You don't really get that on a pedal harp. You'd usually just use like a gut string that's quite thick. Also, many of the strings on a lever harp are a lot thinner than the strings you would use on a pedal harp. And so you have to leave slack on those strings as you're putting them on, because if you don't, they'll break before they reach pitch because they can't stretch as much. How long does it take me to restring a pedal harp? Dude, I don't know. Many hours. It's been a while since I've done it, like an entire harp. But yeah, alright, so we're going to start with the lowest C. That's the sound of the string coming out the bottom. Delightful. Where did Bilbo go? Bilbo loves playing with old harp strings. He ran off somewhere. Oh well, it's okay. I'll leave a pile of toys for him behind me. Incredible. Okay, let me find my 36C. It sounds like a zipper a little bit, hey? A little bit. Okay. So the bass wires are nice because they're nice in one way, because you don't have to tie a knot in them. So it's got this little like kind of washer on the end. Again, like I'll cover my face. There's this little washer on the end. There's a little stopper, so you don't have to tie a knot, but it does mean you have to thread the string from the back of the harp, which is a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Strap-in boys will be hearing that the whole stream. Well, I think actually you might, because I'm going to be doing all the low strings first. Once I'm done the low strings, they probably won't have that sound anymore. Crystal does not like the sound. Sorry. Okay, get this out of the way here. Okay, so. Alright, this is pretty easy actually. At the bottom of the harp, it's pretty easy to see the spot that it needs to come through. More zipper sound. I'm doing 36. I'm gonna do as many as I can. I don't think I'm gonna do all 36. Here we go. Okay. There we are. Now, I might have to stand up for this part, but I don't really wanna. Okay, please go in the hole. I feel like that's a great opportunity for like a "that's what she said" joke, but why won't you go in the hole? Please work with me here, baby. Let's go. There we are. Okay, I think there's just like a little bit of something that was a little unhappy. Okay, so this one definitely needs some slack. So on a pedal harp for a bass wire, I'd actually give a whole octave of slack, but I think I'll start with that. I'm concerned it's gonna be too much, so let me actually pull it tight, and then I don't have much room at all. But this, I mean, isn't even like that tight. So I'm just gonna do what I had before. I'm gonna go like that. We're gonna hope nothing bad happens. Yeah, I was definitely left myself open for the jokes there. Honestly though, pretty funny, in my opinion. Sound does make me wonder if something akin to pick scraping would be possible to incorporate in a harp piece. People definitely do that, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Now, I think I am gonna have to stand a little bit for this, just to make sure it wraps nicely. This might be too many, but we will find out. If it's too much slack, I will correct it in the next one. But it doesn't want to wrap nice. Okay. I think I'm gonna collectively just say that was too much slack. So like this is like 3 wraps already, and it's just like banging around here. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. It's better to like need to take out slack than to have to add more, because the string will crimp, and that's not ideal to have like on the other side. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. Okay, okay. Interesting. Maybe I hadn't pulled it taut or something, because that's like way different. Okay, so this one I'm gonna go maybe back like an inch. We'll try that. That still seems like a lot though. Oh, that's way too much. Let's try this much. We're gonna see. I'm gonna stand up. Kind of have to for this one. Teriyaki chicken for dinner? Can you eat that? Doesn't it have brown sugar in it? But otherwise, yeah, I'm good with that. Wait, but teriyaki chicken, don't we usually, like on the barbecue or in the slow cooker? That's the question. Okay, that seems like not enough wraps. Although, yeah, so I want to have like 3 wraps, and I have 2. On the barbecue? I mean, you're the one cooking, so. I don't know. I don't think I can go back and do this again, though. Because, so like at the top of the string here, with the wire strings, the metal bends, right? So I don't think I can loosen it and go again. So I'm gonna like hope and pray that this just doesn't break. That's my current strategy. The new ASMR. This is not holding either though. Okay. I think maybe I unwound the string peg a bit too far as well. Okay. Seems like it's gonna hold. I think it'll be okay. For the next one, we'll give it just like a little bit more slack. Like a little bit. I think I went only this far of slack, so I'll pull it up maybe 4 or 5 strings. Okay, I'm gonna cut the string ends off later and do them all in a row. Leave that one for now. For Friday, can we request creepy string noises? I guess. If you want to. The unmatched satisfaction of tuning up into the correct pitch and hearing the strings harmonize with each other more and more. It's true. It does feel good. It does feel good. Okay, so that's string 1. Okay, so I can update the counter. Where are we here? String 1 of 36. Oops. Okay, there we go. Success. All right, next one. Here we go again. Ooh, that's a crunchy sounding string, my goodness. Definitely time for it to be changed, I think. Now, come on out. Come on out. It's bent. Come on. Maybe if I stood up, but that's too much work, you know what I'm saying? Do I need pliers? I hope not. Can I use my tuning key? No. I don't want to get pliers. Come on. Come on. This feels dangerous. It doesn't want to come out, you guys. I just like the twang sound. Good, because we're going to be hearing more of it, I think. Oh, seriously, do I have to go get pliers? I don't want to. Let me give this one last try. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do actually? It's interesting sounding. I'm gonna grab my wire cutters and maybe just cut the top off. Okay. Here. Come on. Come on, little wire cutters. You can't also get stuck in your little envelope. There we go. Snip, snip. Okay, time to go. It's gonna be hard to cut, I think. Oh, not too bad. All right, make sure that that ends up safely in the garbage, and then I don't cut myself on it later. Ah, so much better. Okay, excellent. Turns out all I needed to do is just use the appropriate tool. In the end. The unglamorous life of a harpist. You have no idea. Well, do you play Cressel? I can't remember. You might know. I feel like there's a lot of harp life that's like really not glamorous at all. Zipper sound again. Here we go. Get out of here. All right. 35D coming right up. You play piano and flute mostly. Oh, okay. I knew you played something. Okay, next one. Going in. There we are. Okay. Now. Definitely not the kind of sounds you might expect to hear out of a harp, hey? Here I was thinking that, oh, there's a string label on this. Oh, did I not take the string label off the last string? That actually explains a lot. So there's like little labels on here. Well, it's too late for the other string, I guess. That's very silly of me though. But she's labeled all the strings so I know where to, you know, install each one, right? It says like the letter, let me cover my face for a second, yeah. It says the letter and like the number, so you know where it's supposed to go. I think I didn't take that off the last one. Harp is life, full of glamour, weddings, orchestras, and video game OSTs. I mean, it is those things too, but you've got to do the unglamorous parts first so you can do those parts, I guess. Okay, so here we go. Thread this up. I'm gonna make sure this is taut. Okay. And then, let's see, let's pull this back maybe 5 strings. 6. Just gonna go a little extra there. Do 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 do. Please work this time. Okay, bend you nicely here. That's an interesting sound. Oh, oops, okay, we're okay. I had the string on the wrong side of the lever. Whoops. It's okay though, everything's okay. We're fine. Everything's fine, okay. I only have 2 wraps again. Okay, so clearly that was not enough slack still. It might stretch a little more, but I don't think it's gonna stretch much. Well, because the wire strings, they don't really stretch a lot. But like, can you guys see the difference? You should be able to see the difference in the color. This wire string and this one. And like these 3. Sometimes when I'm sitting here playing this harp, depending, like if the light is coming from the window this way, sometimes it's very hard for me to see which string is which because they're so dark. So this is gonna be really nice actually. But okay, so I wanted 3 wraps and I only got 2. But I think it'll be okay. Could be wrong, but I think it'll be okay. You know what? I said I was gonna cut these later, but now that I have my wire cutters, I'm like, this is messy and I'm not into it. I'm just gonna keep hitting stuff against it if I don't do it now. I'm gonna keep them like a little long just because I'm worried that they're gonna stretch too much, but I think that's gonna be okay. Okay, so that's going well, I would say. String 2. It's been 20 minutes and we've gotten 2 strings changed. Incredible. You know, we were kind of figuring stuff out though, so we were learning. Hopefully the rest of them will go a little faster. Okay, so that's C and D. Next we'll take out E. It's holding its tune quite quickly actually. That's good. Oh, another crunchy string. That's how I know it's old. I don't know if you can like hear the sound of it crunching as I unwind it, but goodness gracious. Okay. Let's see if I can pull this. No, we're gonna cut it. Man, you are stuck in there. Okay, there we go. You can hear it? Oh, good. Because if you couldn't, I was gonna like hold it up to the mic and be like, listen up close, really get those ASMRs. It's like some mukbang ASMR crunch. Oh my goodness. It reminds me of like an old elastic, if you know what I mean. If you have an old sock, you pull it out of the back of your drawer and you like, oh my gosh, look at my fingers. Like, it's so dirty. You pull your old sock out of the back of your drawer and it's just like... Okay, my fingers are so dirty. Well, after I'm done all the wire strings, I'll maybe wash them and then keep going. All right, let's get this string out of here. This is E. That's a little disconcerting. So I just found this on the floor. It looks like an eyelet, which is like, you can kind of see there's like these little gold circles at the bottom of the string. And it kind of looks like that. And I'm also noticing my bottom two strings don't have the eyelets on them. And I don't know if they were there beforehand. I'm very confused and mildly concerned. Oh yeah, here's the other one. Shoot. Okay, well that's... not really sure what to do about this, to be honest. Okay, so I've lost two eyelets. Well, okay, I haven't lost them. I know exactly where they are. They're right here in my hand. Not sure what I'm gonna do about getting them back on, because I would need to, like, take the string off and then put it back on. I don't know. I'm gonna get grease all over my face if I'm not careful. I don't know if I can take the string off and put it back on. Honestly, without something very bad happening. I might be able to, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I think the black stuff on my fingers is just like metal-y stuff. I don't know. Okay, well, let me finish with the E string anyways, then we'll think about what to do about these eyelets that fell off. Oh, gosh. Because, you know, without the eyelet there, it could affect the tone potentially. Potentially it could even damage the soundboard, so I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Let's make sure the eyelet's still there. It is, great. Clearly these were not like glued in super securely, but okay, where's my 34E? Okay. It does take a lot of energy to do it in all, but at the same time, new strings do just make you want to jam out like nothing else. Yeah, I'm hoping these sound really nice after all these years. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Because if I take the string off and then try to put it back on and it doesn't work, I don't have a replacement. So it's not the end of the world to order a new one, I suppose. But I have to play at a wedding on Saturday. So yeah, okay, don't forget to take off the tape. It's important. Alrighty, here. The bass wires are a bit scary too, because if they break, like, those are the ones that could actually kind of hurt you a bit. But okie dokie, let's try this. Let's try this and try not to poke out the eyelet this time. Where are you, little hole? Here we are. Okay. Eyelet is intact. Okay. Okay, here we are. All right. Don't I have like 49 harps? In my dreams, I do. Okay, here we go. So, we're gonna get this in the right spot. We're gonna pull it taut, and then we're gonna give it like a whole octave of slack here. And maybe that'll be sufficient this time. All right, here we go. Anyway, what are you guys up to today? What are you doing while you're watching stream? Just chilling? Are you drawing maybe? Doing some work? Cooking? Going to bed? Okay, this one. Okay, this one I have 3 wraps, so I feel good about that. Oh, look at that beautiful silver, my guys. Like, ugh. It's gonna be so much easier. Aki's doing some reading. How can you read and listen to stream at the same time, though? I can't. Like, I get so distracted. I shouldn't have snipped these yet. Because if I hadn't snipped them, it would be easier to take them off and put them on, but... Rip me, I guess. Michael's doing some lurking while you cook dinner. Nice. Nice, nice. Rebecca's playing some Animal Crossing. Good. I feel like Animal Crossing is a game that's, like, nice to listen to other stuff while you're playing it. Pixie is digging grass out of the front yard so you can put in flowers and vegetables. Very nice. I like gardening, too. Gardening's fun. I don't do vegetables, though. Like, I think vegetables are too boring. Not for other people. Like, if other people do vegetables, I'm like, awesome, more power to you. But personally, I find a lot of satisfaction in, like, watching the flowers come out of the ground. What would be my dream harp if budget were no drawback? I mean, I don't know. Like, I need to play some harps. I need to, like, so I'm going to the World Harp Congress this summer. I'm going to try as many as possible. And it's just about, like, which one I think sounds the best. I sort of have this sneaking suspicion that I'm going to go there and just like the model of harp that I already have and just want, like, a new one of that. Which, like, isn't the worst thing, but I think it'd be fun to, like, have something different. But I do think, so I really like this Lion Healy Style 23. I also think that, like, Salvi has a lot of, like, really pretty harps. Like, really just pretty to look at harps. There's one that's, like, the column is all, like, swirly in the middle that I think is really cool, but... If I could learn any historical harp... Gosh, I don't know, man. It's hard enough just playing one harp. One kind of harp, I should say. God, okay, I think... I'm gonna try to put the eyelet back on. I'm really nervous, but I'm gonna try. So, I think it should be okay, but I'm gonna try. Alright, so we're gonna take off this C string at the bottom. And so it has about the width of my pinky nail sticking out the end. Okay. So. We're going to try to be very careful and not bend too much. I'm scared. Pray for me. All right. So we have to get this all the way out. I really wish that I hadn't cut the string out. Okay. I have to unbend it a little. That was a bit rough, but we're looking okay. Hopefully this does not break. But we're gonna put the eyelet back in. I'm going under again. I'll be back. Okay. I mean, I didn't swear. What? Okay. 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 I think we got this. Oh, okay. So far, so good. Just gonna tuck that in a little bit. Okay. The struggle is real. Now, the question... Okay, so there we go. We're taut there, I think. Now, just have to put this back and hope that it does not break. Now, come on. Go back in. This is the one that didn't want to go in the hole in the first place, actually. If this string breaks, though, I will not be surprised. I will not. Come on. I really can't afford to cut off any more string here, so I'd appreciate it if you just went in. I might have to, though. Okay. Okay, we got it. We're in. Now, we just have to twist the string back around. So, I stay standing for this because I want to make sure that I do it properly. I'm really worried about this breaking though. Okay, so if I'm worried about it breaking, I probably should not lean in towards it. Just a thought. Just snap right in front of my face. At least I'm wearing glasses. I already have safety equipment. Okay. Please don't break. Pretty please. Okay. Saved. That was so scary, you guys. Oh my gosh. I think I just took like a year off my life. We did actually do another string though, so I'll update this to 3 strings. I feel like restringing an instrument is like giving a pet a bath. Maybe. I need to take a break and read chat for a second here. Try to integrate everything to be more like a permaculture garden, so vegetables are surrounded with flowers. Better for bugs to pollinate, and it's harder for bugs to decimate any given crop. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I really like, so like I said, I don't really plant vegetables. I do have a strawberry plant because someone gave it to me. Almost 10% done. We still have to fix the D string though. Operation successful, low C survived. It did. But I really like planting plants that are native to my area. I have a bunch of plants that I bought a couple of years ago. And when I bought them, they're these little seedlings, so like, or like little sprouts. I can't remember what they call them, but it's like they had already been planted. They're like this tall, and they came with like an inch square of like earth and roots. And so like the first year they were tiny, they didn't get any flowers or anything. And then the last couple of years they got flowers, not that big still, but like they've come up and they're huge this year. Like, so I have this plant called a many-flowered aster, and it has like lots of, oh God, please don't get a metal filing in my skin. Okay, I think we saved it. Hashtag saved. Don't really want metal splinters, thank you. Okay. So anyway, the last few years is just kind of like a few stems on my plant. And this year's like a huge bushy, like little, I don't know, bush that's like sprung up from the ground. So I'm excited about that. And just like in general, like there's more stems, the stems are thicker, like they're growing higher, like, so I'm excited about that. I really like the native plants because they don't require as much care. Like you do have to make sure you weed around them, but they don't really need to be watered because they're used to the climate, and it's good for the pollinators of the area. So I quite like doing that. But I also, like, I like gardening, but I'm also a very lazy gardener. So like the more that a plant does well in the climate, the less work I have to do, and so the more I like to do it. So yeah. Rebecca says, I got into plants because I'm a tarantula keeper and I use live plants in their turns. Whoa. That's very unique. That's cool. I've never been in a position to like hold a tarantula, but I don't know, like if someone asked me if I wanted to hold one, I don't know if I would say yes or no. Like, I don't know. Like, thinking about it, I don't feel scared, but like in the situation, I think I would feel a bit jittery about it. Gwen says, feeling super tired and I still have to do a bunch of stuff around the house, so I'll probably have to call it quits for now. Oh, well, thanks for coming by, Gwen. Hopefully we'll see you again. We'll be back on Friday. Rebecca says, it's truly not as metal as it sounds. Somehow I find myself not believing you. Okay, we have a lot of arachnophobes in chat. Fair enough. Theophanic said, yes, I had this too, especially with the avocado plant. Half a year of silently growing into a spindly thing, and 2 weeks ago it started branching like crazy. Yeah, it's always, I think it's so exciting watching plants like just grow really fast. Like peonies here come up really fast. They just like spring up, and they're like one of the first things that bloom. So I really like those. Michael says, we used to do vegetables, but we stopped because some of our larger crops like pumpkins and watermelons kept disappearing. We think one of the neighbors were taking them. That's so rude. What the heck, man? They could at least ask. Be like, hey, I noticed you grew some, like, watermelons. Like, could I, like, pay you for one of them? I bet they're delicious. Like, come on, man. What the heck? Chrysola says, I've tried to get into plants, but they always die. Sometimes it can be hard. The trick is really like doing some research and seeing which plants do well in your area. Because if they do well in your area, or like if it's an indoor plant, if they do well indoors, they don't need a lot of light or whatever, then like, yeah, oftentimes you can just leave them alone and they'll do amazing. Like I love it when people see my garden and they're like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm like, I barely did anything. Aside from like some research, I guess. I guess I do the weeding, but I actually think succulents are one of the hardest plants to keep, like, to take care of because they're very finicky. It's like if you water it just a little too much, they're like, goodbye, I'm dead now. You're like, ew, I watered you once in the last month, but you're dead. Theophanic says, currently screaming at the adorably tiny tomatoes growing on my balcony. It sounds like you're really enjoying them. I think it depends on the succulent. Maybe that might be true. I'm not an expert. I mean, that's just been my experience. But all right, let's do surgery on the D string. I'm so paranoid about getting a splinter now, actually, from the metal. Because that happened to me one time with my Petal harp. I was trying to like tighten a screw, but the screw metal was soft, and then it bent, and then it got in my hand, and I had to go to the walk-in clinic because I couldn't get it out. Your tarantulas are just very fuzzy and clean their toes a lot. Very, very cleanly spiders, I see. Okay, let's go in. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. We're gonna save the D string, okay? We're gonna go. Okay. Here we go, just loosening this a little bit. My string end is getting caught on the seat, which I don't like. Please get out of the way. I'm just gonna tune the C string down a little bit so that it's out of the way. Oh god, that bend makes me a little nervous in the C string, but okay. You're gonna come out that way so I don't have to bend the string as much. Okay. We gotta come out this way. Bugs are much more cleanly than people give them credit for. I honestly didn't realize it until I kept them as pets. They spent a lot of time grooming. I suppose so. I can't say that I really... You know what? Actually, no. Praying mantis are pretty cute. But that's about the only bugs that I would be interested in. Okay, little string. Oh, you did it. You came out. We're looking good. We're looking good. Let's get that eyelet back in there. I think this D string is going to be okay. I think the main problem with the... Oh, what's wrong with the E, though? My eyelets aren't staying down. What the heck? Okay, I'm going to have to fix that as well. It's okay, though. I don't have to completely take the E string out, so that's going to help with that. Okay. But yeah, the C string, because I had already done it twice, I think that made it a bit more fragile. Where is the hole? Sorry. Here it is. Okay. I'm kind of doing this by feel a little bit. Come on. There we go. Okay, we're through. We're in. Now I just have to make sure this eyelet goes down properly. It stays that way. My string has flipped around to the front of the harp. Thank you very much. Oh, God. All right, I think we're gonna be okay here. Have I ever been to EIHF? I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna say no. Is that kind of a harp festival? Is that the Edinburgh one, maybe? In that case, still no. I will be going to the Harp Congress in Wales this summer, though. Okie dokie. How much string was there through this one? Well, I'm just gonna play it safe and get a little extra. They're cute until they cut off other bugs' heads and eat them. I guess you could say that. I guess I could understand why you might feel that way. Okay, I'm a bit scared, but we're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this together. It's gonna be all right. I have even less wraps now than I did before, which I don't love, but it's just like, I don't think I want to try to do this again. This isn't sticking as well. Like, this really only has like 1.5 wraps, which is like, yikes. But I really don't want to try to unwrap it again and twist it again, so that's what that is. But this one, my E string, I just need to loosen it a little bit so I can push the eyelet back down. And then we'll put this back where it belongs. And we will hope and pray that none of these are too far apart, I don't know, that none of these break. feel like already, if I compare these three strings, you may not be able to like, you may not be able to hear it. But like, these ones feel like they've got a bit more life to them than the older ones do already. Okay. All right. We're live. We're here. None of the strings have broken. You know what? I really count that as a win. Okay, we're gonna snip this one. Snip. Come on. No, it didn't work. Did it? There we go. Okay. String saved. Indeed. It's been almost an hour and we've done 3 strings, you guys. That's mostly because I was busy making mistakes, but. Okay. Harp life, indeed. Okay. All right. We keep going. We keep going. All right. So next up we have F. God, that D string looks so bad. It looks so bad. I've been working on bringing a regulator into town, and they're gonna come in July, and I'm gonna get them to regulate this harp. I feel like they're gonna take one look at these strings and just be like, what happened here? 11 more hours of content to go. I mean, yeah, I may just do them all on stream because I get so bored doing these, you know? I really do. So thanks for keeping me entertained. Well, I keep you entertained. It's a win-win. You know? We have done 3 strings. I love it that I feel part of that achievement. Congratulations on your parasocial content. Nah, but I like saying we. Like I say we a lot when I'm teaching as well. It's like, yeah, we want to play with the thumbs up because I feel like saying like I and you just feels a lot more like harsh, or like, especially saying you do this, you do that. It feels very like almost accusatory. So saying we, it's nice. At least you don't need to pay someone to restring it. It's true. I don't know why I'm doing this with my wire cutters. I'll put those down. I'm sure the regulator would restring it if I asked her to, but then she'd probably charge me more. And I don't really need to do that, so. I'd at least give yourself credit for 5 strings because you had to do 2 of them twice. It's true. It's true. My eyelet is in place. I will cut off the string label. I almost forget to do it every time. I don't know what happened with the C string one, actually. It might still be on there, for all I know. How many harps do I have? I currently have 6 harps. I keep thinking I need to get rid of my harpsichords because I don't really do anything with them. They just take up space. I should sell them. Okay, let's get this. Aha! It fell off again, but I noticed in time. So. All right. Eyelet secured. 6, you didn't know? Oops, I bent my string a little bit. Oh well. It'll be okay. Just a little bit. The Edinburgh International Harp Festival. It's held in a Hogwarts-type school. It's amazing. I call it Harp Island. You have to go at least once. Maybe, hopefully, someday in my life. I'm down for, like, the Hogwarts-type castle. Don't know when I'll be able to go out to the UK again, though, honestly. A critical piece of lore to the Samantha Ballard wiki, indeed. Now I can add harp string changer to my CV. I keep hearing eyelid. No, eyelet. Eyelet. Okay. Let's give us a good octave of slack here. This is a very dusty tuning peg. Maybe it's dust on my fingers. Maybe that's actually what the black marks are. Aki's heading out. Thanks for spending some time with us. Nice to have you. But yeah, so I have 6 harps. Obviously I have this one that I'm working on. And then I have the pedal harp I usually play on stream. And then there's a few more that I have. Just let me get this going a bit. Get this in the right place. Okay, here we go. Too high. Got a little ahead of myself. There we go. Okay, I've got a good like 2.5 wraps on that one. I think that's good. Okay. But yeah, so the other harps that I have. Lynn, welcome, nice to see you. So you can kind of see like behind this pedal harp, there's a blue thing here. That's another pedal harp in a transport cover. And then I have another lever harp, it's 26 strings. So that was the first lever harp I owned. I don't use it that much these days, to be honest, because like for gigging I take this one, but I like it because it has, I think, kind of more of like an Irish sound than this one does. But yeah, and then I have 2 harpsicles, which, not harpsichords, harpsicles, which I used to like rent out to students, but I haven't needed to do that in a really long time, since pre-pandemic actually. And I don't really see myself doing that a lot in future, so I should really just sell them. How do you move the pedal harp? I have a dolly for it. And I have a big car. Is there a specific sort of sound you like for gigs? Not necessarily. It's more so like I'll take either this one or one of my pedal harps, like specifically the one that's in the transport cover. That's the one I take to gigs usually, because I just like, the more you move a harp around, the like more it kind of can get damaged or like out of regulation as well. So I try not to move this one as much as I can, like this one that's out of the cover. But usually if the gig is indoors and it's got like kind of like a wheelchair accessible entrance, then I will take pedal harp for a gig, just because like I find it more comfortable playing all my rep on it with pedals. This one I bring for outdoor gigs because it's made of carbon fiber and it's very, very light to carry. So, you know, I don't have to worry so much about weather. If it's a little drizzly, it's not going to damage the finish. If it's sunny, it's not going to melt the varnish on like a wood. If I have like a really crazy load-in or like place that I have to put the harp, if it's difficult to get to, then it's really easy to carry, right? So like I remember before I switched to taking this harp everywhere, I was doing an outdoor wedding and it was like across this huge field, like I don't know how far, must have been at least like 800 meters, I don't know. And of course, like it's not even terrain, it's very bumpy, and it was very, very, very windy as well. And so like the harp cover, you can see, like it basically turns into a giant sail in the wind. And so I was so scared that the harp was gonna fall over. It was a little better once the cover was off. It was also so hot and humid that day. I got out of my car, which was air conditioned. My glasses fogged up. And so that was the last summer. I was like, this is so dumb. I'm never doing this anymore. So, but yeah, if I have this, I can just casually carry it around. Even if it's really windy, I can lay it on the ground. It's not a big deal. Yeah. I'll also take this sometimes for indoor gigs. Like, again, if there's not a lot of space, this one's a little bit smaller. Or there's like a few venues in town that are just like, I can get the pedal harp in, but it just does not feel worth it at all. So I just bring this one instead. I probably could get away with just playing this for all my gigs, but I don't know. Sometimes there are pieces that are not easy to play on lever harp, and so that's why I still use my pedal harps for gigs, but do I have a favorite tune to play at a gig? Not really. Although I always play, there's like a Schubert lullaby that I almost always play as like a warm-up. I basically have it memorized, as you can tell. I just like this one. Because it's like, it sounds nice, it's easy to play, it's kind of nice to get warmed up on. So I play that quite a bit. Do I have an opinion of those 40-string lever harps? I haven't played one, so... Not specifically, but I don't know. I know a number of people who have them and are quite happy with them. So it's basically like pedal harp sound, tension, and spacing. Something just hit me in the face. That was interesting. Sorry. So it's like, it probably feels like playing a pedal harp, but like without the pedals and without the price tag. Oh, so many good questions. Let's see. Is there, no. Let's see. Newtonian laws of harps. A harp at rest tends to stay at rest, while a harp in motion tends to stay in motion. Just keep the gig harp in constant movement, and the risk of damaging is negligible. I guess so. But it'd be hard to play then. Changing my guitar strings is a pain in the ass. Can't imagine doing it on a harp. There are a lot of them. Speaking of, though, I need to update the string counter. We've done 4. Wow. Wow, we've been so productive over the last hour. Incredible. How often do I play for events besides weddings? What kinds of events? So sometimes I'll get hired for like a corporate event, but that honestly is not very often. Maybe like a couple times a year. Sometimes like I would get hired for like classical music gigs, but I just kind of made a rule to not accept those anymore because I often don't really enjoy them. It's really stressful. The pay is not that good considering the amount of work you have to do, and it takes a lot of time away from other stuff, so I'm trying to do less in general so I can make more music that I want to make. Rebecca asked, is there a big difference between lever and pedal harps? So the answer is yes. So first of all, pedal harps are usually much bigger. They're heavier, and the mechanism that they have is very different. So levers obviously have levers. So if I want to play like something other than what a string is tuned to, so like if I have a C, if I want to play a C sharp, I have to take this C lever and move it up, and then it's C sharp. On the pedal harp, you have 7 foot pedals which control these little discs that move along the strings and change their pitch, and there's a lot of complicated mechanical stuff going on in there, which makes them a lot more expensive and also makes them difficult to maintain because there's so many things that can go wrong with them. Note to self, for my wedding, choose a wheelchair-friendly place and without bumpy terrain if I ever have a wedding. Depends. I mean, if you're going to have a pedal harpist come, then it's always ideal. Some people, like some harpists, they don't care. They'll bring their pedal harps anywhere, and I'm like, life is too short for this stuff, man. From memory, you also play ukulele and recorder, correct? I mean, I haven't touched them in literally like a year and a half, which is a little sad. I always wanted to get better at tin whistle too, but it's just like, I don't have time to practice consistently. And I also am not sure, like I feel like it'd be nice to have a teacher, but I don't really know where to look for one. I also can play piano, but I barely ever play that as well. But, okay, shall we do another string? That was a nice little chat break though. I appreciated it, thank you. God, I can't believe we only got 4 strings done. Well, it's a learning experience or something. I feel like I'm not winding these tight enough, but oh well. Get another crunchy, crunchy string. Try not to touch that. I feel like I should be wearing work gloves, but I'm not, so here we are. You gonna come out nice? No. Okay, got it. We'll do this the wire cutter way then. But I can play a harp that sounds like a piano. Indeed. I do think that like in large spaces, it does start to sound a bit more like a piano because just like you hear less of the attack. Like I think like the attack of a harp, ouch. I don't know what I hit my finger on, but oh well. The attack of a harp I think is the thing that sounds the most different from piano. Get out of there. Come on. So when you're in a large space, there's like a lot of reverberation, so you don't hear the start of a note as much. And so I think that's what makes it sound more like a piano. What's also nice about reverberant spaces though is it's like kind of hides you being out of tune a little bit. Okay. 32G. Here we go. Looking at all the instruments I hoarded and barely play. I understand. I feel like personally, I just like, I need a reason, you know? So it's like if I'm making a cover and it needs ukulele or it needs recorder or whatever, then it makes sense for me to practice that song. But it's like, I guess maybe because music is my job, I don't really know how to have music be a hobby anymore. The other thing too is like, I think because I'm really good at harp, I want to be good at the other stuff, and I'm like not, so it just makes me not want to play it. Piano in particular, like if I play pretty easy stuff, I can do it just sight read, but it's like I don't want to practice in order to be able to play. But I was so shy at lessons, I wasn't very good. That's why you should practice and ask questions. It's true, asking questions does really help a lot. But I don't know, maybe your teacher didn't do a good job of reaching you. I don't know. Okay. G string, G string. We can make more jokes about the G string now. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't take the strand off. I almost forgot. I was like about to like forget that I didn't take off the label. But then I felt it in my hand and I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. Man. For me, good enough is all I strive for. You know, that's legit. Like, honestly, I would say same when I play harp too. Which is kind of also why I don't like classical music gigs, because I just feel like they have to be perfect. And I don't care about being perfect, dude. Life is too short. My body hurts too much for that. Okay. I'm old and tired and I don't have time. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna give this a nice octave of slack. Okay, now. Come on. I want it to just like wrap nicely. Nice and tight. Okay. Honestly, these bass wires sound so much better than the old ones. It's so hard to get to the point where you can just sight read on an instrument. It's so true. So that's why, like, I would say I can play kind of up to like maybe like kind of grade 4 level stuff on piano. That's maybe doesn't mean a lot to most of you, but past that and it's hard. I can sight read some stuff, but I just don't have time to practice the piano like to actually make a piece really sound fluid. Sometimes I just kind of sit down and play something for fun, which is good enough for me. It's kind of funny because like I don't take piano students anymore, which is like teaching piano is the reason why I brought the piano to my house in the first place. Like I took it from my parents' house. They don't play, so I mean. Like, is this peg slipping or was it just that flat? I don't know. Okay. Just don't practice for your lessons and learn to sight read out of stress. Follow me for more awful advice. As long as you know. Close enough. We'll get them settled in time. Okay, that's string number 5. That one also took us like 10 minutes. I disagree. I think it's splendid advice. As a music teacher, cannot say I recommend doing that. But stress seems to be essential for improving sight reading in my experience. I guess that's somewhat true, but I feel like there's other ways to simulate that than not practicing for your lesson. I improved most when I was playing on these Twitch orchestra streams that Yo-Yo Nickel used to host, where you had to quickly record stuff to be mixed with other stuff people recorded. Yeah. Sounds like a good way to get better at sight reading. I think pretty much anyone knows that feeling, a lesson you didn't practice for and you have to play it for your teacher. Yeah. Usually when that happens, I just get my students to practice with me. It's like, we'll practice together. It's fine as long as it doesn't happen a lot of times in a row. I actually learned sight reading for singing when I revisited my old school choir and was forced to sing songs I'd never seen before. I was the most stable alto that day. Oh, wow. Good for you. That's funny. I think actually playing on stream has helped me improve my sight reading at least a little bit. Like just learning random songs that people ask for. Oh, these beautiful silver wires. Alright, A is next. I think we got a good number of wraps on the G. Oh, the crunch. Incredible. Alright, I probably should not even try to pull this out and just cut it because I don't think that's gonna play nice with me. What would you recommend for someone who has the sheet music equivalent of dyslexia? So I assume you mean like you have trouble kind of like keeping track of where you are. One thing you could try is using color. So when people have trouble kind of following with their sheet music, I always recommend kind of writing stuff in, so you can like make rehearsal markers, you can put a star somewhere, like if there's like kind of sections that you can find, like, so you always kind of like have a repair point. If you get lost, you know like how to divide up the music and like what it sounds like at different points. But yeah, using color is really helpful as well. I once had a student who, they got better at it over time, but they at first had a really hard time kind of keeping track which hand was supposed to play what. And so I would like kind of lightly color the right hand part, I think with like blue, and the left hand part with red. And that helped them keep it apart a little bit more. So another thing you could do is like, if you know like what key you're in, so let's say you're in the key of C major, it's like every time there's a C, like highlight that with a certain color. I don't necessarily recommend that you give every note a color, because I feel like that, I mean you could try it, but I feel like it could get overwhelming pretty quickly. My eyelet is still in place. That's what I would maybe try. The other thing is you can always like work on your memorization skills if that's just like the most enjoyable way for you to play music. So you can always use the sheet music as like a reference that you like study with the purpose of memorizing it. I think that's like okay. I think that's okay if that's what you need to do, but it's kind of up to you. I want this to stay in a circle. Here we go. That's better. Pengy, thanks for hanging out with us. Guitar tabs. Oh, that's well, that only works if you play guitar though, eh? I mean, learning to read lead sheets though, so you kind of like know the chord symbols, that might be useful as well. Okay, now where is the A hole? Here it is. Okay, here it is. I said, come on. There we are. Okay. John, did I cut the label off this? No. I did not. It's like, wait a minute. I kind of hate reading guitar tabs. I think they're awful. I don't know. You can try reprinting the piece with larger notes. That's true, you can enlarge it. It's not a bad idea. So, this is an opinion that may annoy some people, but I really don't think that there's anyone that can't learn to read sheet music. I think that it's a matter of like really doing it and really engaging with it. And I think people are just impatient, right? Because they want to be able to read it quickly, but I think you do kind of have to put in the time with it. Come on. Let's wrap nicely. Let's wrap nicely. My little string. Oh boy, what is this? Okay, here we go, that's better. Kind of. Okay. Alright. Oh, what a beautiful tone. I've been trying to learn how to read sheet music for over 20 years. I know all the basics. If I have time, I can puzzle it out. Now when it comes to replicating by ear, I can learn a song in 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, like, music making should be fun, so... What I've just found, though, as a teacher, is that a lot of the time, if you learn something by ear, this G really doesn't want to stay tuned at all. If you learn something by ear, oftentimes people can only replicate exactly as they heard it. So, like, if it's a fast song, then they don't know how to, like, slow it down and keep the rhythm intact. Which is a problem, because practicing slowly is important. And a lot of the time I think there's like an understanding of what's actually happening in the music that when you're learning by ear, sometimes people do know exactly what's going on, that's great, but most of the time I find people don't really know what's kind of really going on. Susan Beaver, you heard my music on Vanny Van's speedwriting channel. Cool. Well, I appreciate that he credited it, because I know a lot of people don't do that. Not anyone that can't learn to read sheet music, blind people. Okay, fair enough. But it's true, there is musical braille, actually. I just kind of think, like, even if you do prefer to, like, memorize stuff and kind of learn stuff by ear, I think it's nice, at least, again, to have the sheet music as a reference. Okay, well, that one's not... That's string number 6. I think you probably have to like read the music with your fingers and then like memorize it, probably. That's just a guess though. Okay, string counter. Okay. Depends on the genre. That's true as well. That is true. These advice remind me of learning languages. There are like a million tools to help in different learning methods. Whatever works for you, use it. Yeah, exactly. And I think I think about like music like a language too, in that you have to immerse yourself in it and you have to practice it, right? So it's sort of like if someone tells me that like they want to learn to read sheet music, but they don't actually spend the time engaging with sheet music, immersing themselves in it, like practicing with notes and stuff, like, I don't know. It's like, well, Maybe that's why. I know it's hard, but 1/6 of the way there. That is true. That's not bad. It's not bad. John Eric says, I 100% agree. It's just about putting in the hours. I'm dyslexic, but now can play any piece put in front of me and is worth every hour for that great pleasure. Awesome. Really good job. I want to be good at it without putting in the effort. Don't we all? Don't we all, Caladrius? You know, I feel better about the string total when I think about it as I'm 1/6 done, as opposed to there's 30 left to go. So on Friday, will there be a piano stream instead of a harp stream? No. No. My computer is here. The piano's there. I don't think so. One thing I found really frustrating is it's so hard to find easy sheet music to practice on. I quickly exhausted the like stock easy music and I still wasn't good enough to move on. Piano restring stream, I would die. Like, I think it's quite dangerous to take the strings off a piano. But actually, I do think you're right, Langstrand. It can be really difficult kind of like bridging the gap from like easy to like intermediate. I think that's really true. Came up with some creative stuff like using slow movements from Baroque violin sonatas because they only have bass and violin lines, but it's a real pain. Yeah. That is quite true. I don't know. I think like sometimes looking at like exam syllabus, like different examining boards will have like syllabus for different instruments. And so in that way they kind of grade things like as they get more difficult. That's usually kind of what I use as like reference. But I don't know. I just like, I've had a lot of students who have trouble reading sheet music or who at the beginning when they're learning the instrument and they're learning to read at the same time, the pieces are easy enough that they can just memorize them. So they do that. And then you get to a point where you can't just memorize really easily because the songs get more complicated and then they kind of hit a bit of a wall. But, you know, the ones who've kind of taken some time and really, yeah, just like invested in reading, have gotten a lot better at it. Something else I think you can do is like study music theory. I don't think you have to study music theory in order to like read music or play music or whatever, but I think what it does is it kind of forces you to like use music notation in contexts of things, right? So it's like if the exercise is like write out a G major scale, then you have to be thinking about like what's a G major scale. You can't just be thinking about like, okay, what note is that? You have to actually be thinking about more than that. And as you learn like intervals and triads and whatever, like I kind of think that spending time working with notes in context, it starts to get you reading them faster. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, okay, so that's 6 strings. Man, I said I wanted to do 2 octaves today. We'll be gold if we get 1 done. I think we can get 1. We're only 2 strings away from an octave. But like, bro. Okay, let's keep going. Let's get the B string done. Here we go. The last crunchy bass string. Get out of here. Blah. Nasty, brown, rusty string. Get out of here. Will you come out nice? No, probably not. Kind of surprised I haven't like scraped any of my nail polish off at this point. Got any good sources for music theory? Well, there's a website called musictheory.net. Which is pretty good. You can kind of go through some of the exercises there on your own. I don't know any music theory YouTube channels, but I'm sure they exist. I'm sure there's lots of them. For rhythm, there's an app called Complete Rhythm Trainer, which is pretty cool. Also, like, just like doing flashcards, if you just want to get better at note recognition, there's an app called Music Tutor, which is free as well. So it's complete rhythm trainer, actually. Here we go. There we are. Okay. Goodbye, old crusty B string. 8-bit music theory. I mean, it's not really rudimentary. I guess he has a few videos where he teaches rudimentary theory, but like if you don't know any music theory, his videos are very interesting. Not sure they're the best place to like get a really good grasp on theory if you're starting from scratch. Okay. Here we are. My eyelet is in place. Yeah. I forgot the label again. I actually, oh man, I almost don't want to say this, but like I actually haven't watched an 8-bit music theory video in a long time. I don't know why, because I do really enjoy them. I just... I don't know. Okay, here we are. That's our B, and then we're gonna stretch that up to here. Yeah, should be good. Okay. Oh. Don't curl the wrong way. Okay. Need these to wrap more nicely. Oh boy. Oh, what the heck? Oh, did I not pull it taut enough? That makes some sense. Okay, well this is way too much slack. Okay, abort. 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 It's okay, it's alright. We're gonna pull this up a bit more. There we go. Now we're taut. We're gonna pull this back this way. Yeah, okay. I did think it wasn't a lot of string coming up the top, so that's on me, I guess. Okay. Ugh. String's just getting all over the place. Getting in the way. Okay, if you want to not be all the way over there, that'd be cool. Alright. If you want to sit on the peg, that'd also be cool. Here we go. Alright. This does not seem right at all. Ooh. Okay, I went a bit far on that one. You have to actually pay attention. It's not the kind you can leave in the background. Exactly. I think that's why I haven't really been watching them. I used to eat them while I would watch, or I used to eat them? I used to watch them while I'd eat dinner. But then I think I found over time that like I'd kind of zone out a bit and like, I don't know. You have to really pay attention. Stay in tune at all. They're new though, it's okay. These sound so much better, dude. So much better. Ugh. Okay, that's string number 7. Oh, I'm so tired. String changing is so exhausting. Like, it's not even really that hard, but it's just like, somehow it's been so long and we've done 7 strings. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. It makes it a lot more fun. Okay, here we go. That's all of the wire strings. Yay! Then it's just time for wrapped nylon, and I don't think that those ones need slack. At least that's what Sylvia Woods told me. Actually, you know what? If we're done with all the metal strings, I'm gonna go wash my hands and clean up all the little metal bits on my desk. So I'm gonna take a quick little breakeroni over here. Just a couple of minutes. I'll turn the background music back up and we'll be right back. All right, see you in a minute. Okay. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Okay. We're back. I'm gonna continue putting on more strings. Some epic hand washing music. Well, my hands are very clean now, and so is my desk. So, no more black. Well, actually, my second finger still looks a little dark, but I'll take it. At least I'm not on the West Coast, or else the time difference would make watching her pretty much impossible for Europeans with a normal sleep schedule. Unless I wanted to get up really early, but I don't. Or at least I don't like playing harp early in the morning. The towels, I will admit I forgot to wash the towel in the bathroom this past wash, but it's okay. The towels overall are doing well though, I think, from what I can gather. Okay, so next I need a 29C. We're on to the wrapped nylon strings. There's a hand washing emoji. Incredible. Well, I don't know why, but I have Fireflies by Al Seti stuck in my head. It's kind of random. Will I get a copyright notice if I just hum it? They're not revolting yet because of the mist wash. They're actually okay. So what I've been doing is like rotating out my towels every 2 weeks. I could do it every 1 week, but I'm kind of lazy, and also I don't like, I'm like, oh, if I can do a bit less laundry, it's like better for the environment and whatever. So I switch out my towels every 2 weeks, and I have enough towels that I do a wash like every month and a half, I guess. So the towel in the bathroom, I guess, has been out for about 3 weeks at this point, but honestly, you guys, I used to leave them out for like months at a time, so I know it's gross. Okay, I know. But this is not that bad. I can deal with it. How's the roof? My roof is okay, although I get scared with every passing rainstorm. I'm like, one of these days it's gonna leak and then it's gonna be a problem, but they're making progress outside. They are. But, yeah, I think it's gonna be a while before all the roofing is done around here. I think it's because, like, the roofing companies, they have a lot of clients. Like, they have more than they can actively work on at a time for various reasons, and so they'll kind of just come out a few days a week instead of, like, every day when it's nice out. So it just takes a while. Okay, let's get this bad boy off of here. Okay. How's the husband? He's doing good. Reminds me of the famous Christmas stream roof incident. I know. That was wild. There's just like, for those of you who weren't there, like right before the stream started, there was like the soffit of the roof, so there's like kind of the metal underpiece, came unconnected and was just like swinging in the wind, and I was like, oh my god. It eventually fell down. No one got hurt, and then someone came out on Monday to put it back on. Okay, here we go. Make sure my eyelet is in place. That's what we like to see. Okay, did I take the label off? I did. Well done, Samantha. That's why I'm always asking about the roof. I thought about making like a dad joke about how the roof is not on fire, but I don't know. I don't think that's very funny. Is there a link? It might still be on my channel. I don't think I ever privated it. I think it was from 20... Must have been 2020, I think. Can't remember though. Okay, this one apparently doesn't need slack. But I wore the dress that I wore in the Primrose video, that stream. That's how I remember it. Probably gonna stretch a fair bit. All right, Crystal's heading out. Try not to lose an eye. I will do my best. Funny though, like 2020, it's 2 years ago already, but like it feels like it was just a couple months ago. Stupid pandemic making time all weird. I'm stretching a lot. And this C, I don't think it's stretching. I think it's like the peg is slipping. That's my secret theory. Although it's not a secret anymore. D. Schult, welcome back. Your kids say hi to everyone in chat. Say hello to your kids for us. Oh, I didn't tuck the string end under. Oops. Forgot that I'm supposed to do that. It's okay. I think this string is thick enough that it's not going to matter. So when you get to the nylon strings, usually on a lever harp, you kind of like tuck the string end around so that it gets wrapped underneath so that it can't slip out. I forgot to do it on the last one, but I don't think it's the end of the world. You don't really do that on pedal harp strings because they're thick enough that they don't really fall out. It's not really a thing you have to do. Okay, we've got time for at least, I'd like to get at least to 10. I think we can do that. Okay. So that was C, next is D. Do 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 do. Give it one more. Here we go. It's so noisy. I wish Bilbo were here to play with all these old strings. He loves them, but I guess he's asleep. Okay, now my 28D. I am really grateful that she labeled these, because sometimes I think they don't, and you just have to guess. You have to follow some obscure chart. This way, I just look at the label and I know exactly which string to use. And this time, I'm going to remember to cut off the label before I start putting it on. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, bum ba dum. Okay. There we are. Okay. It's like a hair caught in this lever. Oh well. I guess it will just continue to be there. Okay, here we are. Just pulled snug. Alright. Yeah, dun dun dun. Yeah. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Oops, okay. Hang on. Hang on. Hold your horses. Okay, so I have to go through here, down, and up. Okay. Now, almost forgot, but I didn't. Okay, but then I'm supposed to like pull that up. I think. Wait, did I do this wrong? I did this wrong. When I watched the video, that's what she said to do. Oh gosh, wow, okay. My peg just like slid. That was a bit strange. Well, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Maybe. I think it's good enough, actually. I have a feeling this is not. Oop, that's not on the right spot either. I need to put this on the peg. Okay. You know what's good is that this string is stretchy, so it's okay if I make some mistakes. There we go. Okay. Thank you for streaming at such an hour. I always wanted to catch you stream, but all the time at work. I know, it's not the best time for everyone, but I'm glad you're able to make it today, even though it's not a music stream. Time of like changing a string actually goes into like tuning it. Okay. That's string number 9. Here we are. Okay. Mark that one down. Give my neck a break. Okay. All right, let's do, I think I'm gonna do one more and then maybe call it a stream because I'm tired. Maybe it's a music stream, one of those super experimental postmodern music or whatever. Creak old harp strings would make for a fun music introduction. Yeah, maybe we've just been playing the tuning song all along. How far out of tune are the first strings again? The first couple, except for the C. I don't know, the first C is like, really doesn't want to stay, and I think it's more the tuning peg than the string. I could be wrong, but that's my suspicion. They're not that bad actually, because wire strings don't stretch that much. So they usually tend to settle a bit faster than nylon strings. So they're not perfect, but it's not bad. Alright, okay, let's do an E. We'll do an E. I really thought we could do like 14 strings, 15 strings in 2 hours, but clearly my lack of experience in lever harp strings didn't help me a whole lot with that goal. But that's okay. Now I have more experience for the future. La, 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 la. Here we go. Goodbye, old string. Old string, you are old now. I don't wanna play you anymore. It's a John Denver song. For those of you who aren't hip enough to get the reference. It's called Old Train if you want to listen to it. I really like John Denver's, oh, that's the wrong way to thread that. Almost did that backwards. What am I doing, a pedal harp string? No. But one thing I love to do is, like, if I'm playing Ticket to Ride, which is like a board game about trains, I like to listen to John Denver's Train album. It's just thematically appropriate. All right, here we go. I remember to take off the label. Okay. Here we go. And we managed to not lose any more eyelets. Although I have been paying attention now. I didn't think they could fall off. Like, I thought they were, like, secured. I thought they were, like, glued in, you know what I'm saying? That is evidently not the case. Okay, seems like we're pulled tight there. So that's good. E is here. Oh god, I can't get over these shiny new bass wires though. They look so good. They're so much easier to see. Alright, here we go. Do 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 do. Old string, each time you play, you're older than the last. With the newfound experience, the next tuning stream will be an any % restring run. Oh, I didn't tuck the string end under. I keep forgetting. Oh well. I don't think it's a huge deal, because these strings are pretty thick. It's okay. Still trying to get my daughter to learn the harp, but she won't bite. She just told me she wants to play the drums. Well, I don't know. You gotta do what they're passionate about, man. If she doesn't want to learn it, it's not going to be a good use of anyone's time. What's the goal of any % restring? Just restring as many strings as you can in the time period allotted. We'll just give this one maybe a slightly longer tail than normal, just because I forgot to tuck it under. Honestly, I'm so glad I'm doing this, because like this harp was getting really hard to tune, because like the tuner would be like, yep, this string's in tune, and I'm like, this sounds terrible. Like, you ever get it where your string is like technically in tune, but it, like a string would be sharp, but it would still sound flat? It's like, you know, sometimes it's just time. Sometimes it's just time. Awesome strings done quick. My shoulder's really sore from like leaning this way into the harp. Tuner says, yep, this string is in tune. String, please end my suffering. Yeah. Ectobast, go to bed. But thanks for saying hi. Okay. Yeah, it's like almost dinner time here. So I think that means it's probably a good place to call the stream. Yes, happy Wednesday for those of you in Europe who have crossed into Tomorrowland. Sweet dreams for those of you going to bed. A happy rest of your Tuesday to everyone else. Not sure if I'm going to change the rest of these on stream or off stream or what. I don't know. I will be sure to post about it on Twitter and on Discord when I figure that out. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining me and keeping me company while I inexpertly put these strings on my harp. I do really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I will be back Friday morning, as per usual, with a music stream. 11 a.m. Central. And yeah, same as the other thing. Twitter and Discord, best place for finding out when it's happening. Yeah, you Europeans should go to bed. I should like eat some food probably. Gosh, I'm tired. You can probably tell. Ice Spoon can go to sleep tonight with the valuable knowledge of how strings are changed. You all can. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You're welcome. All right. Okay. I think that's probably good. So, Calagis, you're never in bed by midnight? I mean, it's your life. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I thought I had my microphone on my ending screen, but I don't. So I'm going to say goodbye here, and then I'll do the ending screen. Okay. Bye!